everyone, it's Caro here. I'm a concept artist in the game industry and I'm also a rookie level designer and I'm trying to find my way into all this mess. Yay! I hope you're doing good. Today is a super gloomy day, so grab yourself a cup of tea or cup of coffee and have a fun time cozy with me. This is the second part of my project Eclipse. So this is a portfolio project I'm currently working on. So for this part 2, I'm going to talk about NYX, which is my playable character. And so we're going to talk a bit about how I find inspiration for the characters I design and also how I design it. But I will also talk about the use of MetaHuman in my project and why I wanted to use that, how I integrated it into my project, and yeah, and what is next for NYX, what abilities, what things I will prototype and stuff like that. I will try to make this video as cool as possible. So yeah, so let's dive in. Whenever I work on a project, I kind of always like to start by the main character. This is something that, I don't know, it just calls me. And so I decided that the playable character of this project would be NYX. So NYX is the personification of the night. So yeah, so I wanted this project to be a mix of Greek and Roman mythology and also a little bit of dark fantasy. So I took a bunch of references from projects that I really enjoy, like 300, and I really love the look of two actresses that really stood out for me. And so these two are of course evergreen, as you probably have recognized her in my Pure board, and also Rachel Weisz. She was the actress in The Mummy that was playing Evelyn, and so she played in a movie that I think called Agora or something like that. And I haven't seen this movie, but I just think that the look of the movie seems to be a little dark, and it seemed really interesting. And after that I went and sketched in Photoshop for I start by sketching some faces, as I think faces are cool because they're small canvases that I can work on and just test ideas. You know, they're not super big, so sometimes I like to start with that. And so I wanted to see, like, oh, maybe she's blind, maybe she has like some freckles that reminds of stars, like star patterns, or maybe she has a really big scar, and oh, maybe she's consumed by darkness. So these were all things that I wanted to test, and so I found a couple of things that really I really liked, and so I went with that. So I wanted to work with MetaHuman for this project. I was thinking that I could probably try this tool, make a good MetaHuman that I can retarget on my ALS character for my level. So I went in MetaHuman and did just like a rough base that looked enough to something that I liked, and then I went onto Photoshop and sketched on top of it to find some cool ideas for costumes. Then I just kind of sit back and assess what I like and what I don't like about it. So for these ones, I really enjoyed the idea of having like two. I just recorded my painting of the face. I didn't record my painting of the body, but I recorded just like some steps that you can see. But there's no secret here. It's just like a lot of painting. Basically, I just go from my sketch and I paint a lot of it until I have the desired style. And I think I tend to have a more of a, I don't really know how to describe my style when I do concept, but I think it's just a mix of realistic and a bit of stylized. Like I like to have like strong outlines, strong shadows and stuff like that. So yeah, so you can see here what I did. After doing my painting for the concept piece and also the Umbra Bellator version, I do what I call a calo cheat. So this is something that I learned in the game industry as we're working as a concept artist. You know, you can just need to put all those little things that are useful for the modeling team, and so So I put that in there, and sometimes I need to paint on some other things. Like for this one I painted a more close-up portrait, but I also painted a moon pendant and some patterns that could be used in a clan logo that I will be able to reuse in my project. So maybe I can hint at the Umbra Bellator clan somewhere in my level. That would be super cool. Also, I was just thinking about, you know, what kind of weapon could she have, like, because I think that those states, the civilian state and the Umbra Bellator state, are kind of two different states. One is more of an upgrade of the other. So I wanted her to have ways that she could fight. So melee fighting was mainly in the civilian outfit with a dagger and the boxing glove made of rope. So this was my idea for the civilian outfit. And for the Umbra Bellator, I thought that maybe when you are later in the game, maybe she has a ranged weapon, like it could be a spear. So this was my idea for that. And I also thought about things that she could pick up, like maybe she can pick up a health flask. So for this one, I'm not sure about the exact term that I will use in my project, but I like the idea of humors in Greek medicine. I think it's pretty interesting. So I believe that the health was affected by the humors, and the humors are four kinda liquid that you have in your body. So they are basically like blood, bile, black bile, and flame. And I don't exactly know what made them think that, but I just thought that the idea that to have like more than a thing and it's all liquid and it's super important for the body, I think it was just like, to me it screams health flask, so I thought it was super interesting. After I have done the concept, well, I kind of knew where I wanted to go, and as I said, for my project I'm gonna focus on NYX in her civilian outfit. So it's not gonna be the Umbra Bellator, because I don't yet know how to make ranged weapon and stuff like that, and I'm not there yet, and that's okay. I think that I want to focus more on a more kind of an intro mission, so I will go with the civilian outfit, and you kind of get your dagger first. So I went into MetaHuman and did a second pass on my model just to have something that I think look more like what I would want NYX to look like. So for Unreal, it was pretty basic. I just did a retarget on the ALS V4. The only thing that I thought was a bit messy is that I kind of didn't really understood that the first time, that your character needs to be under the ALS mesh to work properly with the contact, so I needed to kind of rework that. But yeah, so basically you can see that right now NYX is just walking around and I can play as NYX. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. I just got my MetaHuman in place of the ALS mesh, and I can do my thing with that. And after that I went and think about what could be NYX's abilities. So for her abilities, I just started by asking myself what anything on her, could do. And so by that I'm thinking about, the dagger, I'm thinking about the health flask, I'm thinking about the spear, I'm thinking about the pendant, and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about all those things that she has on her and how can she use it. Like her arms, they are black, so maybe she can cast magic and stuff like that. And I identified 4 things that I think I want to prototype and really use. So the first one is takedown, so you can take down enemies with the Oneros. The Oneros is the dagger that she has. And I also want to blind enemies, so she can throw dark magic at them to blind enemies. She can also hide into the shadow and call to her shadow aura and blend with the darkness. And she can use her pendant to foresee, so she can interact with relics and foresee events and clues, because NYX is a powerful oracle in how I designed it. So these are the 4 things that I will really work on for the next steps. So yeah, So that was basically it for NYX. So it's I mean, I invite you to just read my blog post. I think that I can probably, I think I speak way better with written word than speaking word. But yeah, so now that I know a little bit more of NYX, well, I think it's time to prototype her abilities and just really, you know, make her interact with the world and thinking about all those interactive objects that I can do for my level. So my next steps for this project I identify 3 for the next steps. So first I wanted to start a gym and prototypes mechanic and verify matrix from our project. So, you know, I want to know what are the matrix for a comfortable camera when you crouch under a tunnel, you know, or something like that. So I want to really work on my matrix, but also I want to work on blueprints for interactive objects and to prototype some of those mechanics like the shadow aura and stuff like that to help me making my level. After that, I will also rework my mission pitch, because if you have seen the first video that I did in the first blog post, I had a really rough version of my first kind of mission pitch, and I want to rework that and add to this project like what is the flow and everything like that. So I will want to do a second pass on that document and make it cool. But I will probably make more than one pass, you know. And the third thing is that I want to make a first draft of my level. So I think way better in 3D. So I think that drawing I draw often just like really, really rough plans, but sometimes I struggle to see what I want. So just doing a rough pass in blocks, just to see like, oh, here's a temple, here's a lighthouse, here's a cave, whatever, and just put that together and really rough. So it gives me like, is this map is gonna be like, you know, big enough or not, and stuff like that. So I will just kind of do a first pass on that, and after that I will probably make a more refined plan than to do a second pass. And so yeah, so these will be my 3 main steps that I will work on for the next time. And that was it for part 2. I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a like, think about giving it a subscribe. I know that I'm not the most consistent YouTuber, but I really want to make good content and content that is true to myself. And so just sometimes, you know, life happens and I cannot post for a week or 2, but I try to post as often as I can. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play games and make games. Bye!